In the back of my mind, you died, and I didn't even cry. No, not a single tear.
Body found inside the trunk of an abandoned Tesla registered to the singer David has been identified as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas.
Now at 8, we're learning more about the possible connection between singer David and a missing teenage girl found dead in the trunk of a Tesla owned by him.
Called out to a towing yard because of a stench that was coming from the trunk of an impounded Tesla. I know you know what they found. The badly decomposed body of a 14-year-old girl who likely spent her 15th birthday the day before, rotting in that trunk.
If you're on TikTok, you've most likely heard this song before, or even this song. On the surface, it sounds like another sad love track that blew up on the app, but when you look closer, things take a darker turn. Lately, that song and others by him aren't being listened to the same way, because on September 8, 2025, something terrible came to light. Human remains of a 15-year-old girl named Celeste Rivas were discovered in the front trunk of a Tesla registered to David Anthony Burke, who is known as David. She had been missing since April 5, 2024. People online have connected the lyrics and videos to the case of the missing girl named Celeste Rivas, and the details that come up are hard to ignore. People are rewatching his videos, replaying lyrics, tracking dates, trying to see whether art has crossed into something more. What at first feels like a coincidence starts to look more like a pattern the deeper you go. David Burke, better known as David, is a 20-year-old. Born in Queens, New York, he later then moved to Houston, Texas, where he grew up. He started putting up music quietly, online, especially on places like SoundCloud and YouTube around 2021. He started making music as a teenager in his sister's closet, recording on his phone and using simple software. He wasn't part of the industry at first. He was a kid making songs for fun and dropping them online. His breakout hit, Romantic Homicide, came in 2022 and went viral almost overnight. It spread fast on TikTok, with people using it to soundtrack edits, breakup videos, and mood clips. By the end of that year, he was signed to a label and positioned as one of the rising young stars in alternative pop. That's the surface story most people know. But when you start lining up his music with the timeline of Celeste's life, a much darker story starts to appear. Celeste Rivas Hernandez was from Lake Elsinore, California. Born in September 2010, she was only 11 when she is believed to have first connected with David online. That fact alone unsettled people once they started looking back at his old songs. She was reported missing in April 2024 when she was just 13 years old. For over a year, her family searched for her, hoping for her safe return. Then, on September 8, 2025, police in Los Angeles responded to a foul odor coming from an abandoned impounded Tesla in the Hollywood Hills. What they found was Celeste's body, severely decomposed and chopped up in a bag in the car's front trunk. The car was traced back to David Anthony Burke, the 20-year-old musician we know as David. The medical examiner said her body had been there for an extended period, possibly a very long time. As details emerged, the internet began to buzz with weird connections. Both Celeste and David were said to have a similar "sh" tattoo on their fingers. A missing person poster showed Celeste was last seen wearing Hello Kitty sandals, but the most chilling connection was yet to come. People realized that David uploaded the music video for Romantic Homicide on September 7th, which was also Celeste's birthday. This wasn't just a coincidence to many, it felt like a signature. Now, let's rewind to the song that started it all. Romantic Homicide was a massive hit on TikTok, and for most listeners, it was a moody breakup song. But in a Genius interview from 2022, David explained the lyrics in a way that now sounds deeply unsettling. He said, and I quote, "It's kind of like the storytelling aspect of the lyrics that came before it, in a way that it builds up to the big moment, where she died in the back of my mind. I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died, and I didn't even cry, not a single tear." He was drawing a line between metaphor and reality, insisting it was all in his mind. But after Celeste was found in the back of his car, that line blurred. Fans quickly noticed a disturbing parallel. The lyrics and "I didn't even cry, no, not a single tear," once sounded like emotional numbness after a breakup. Now they sound like a confession of remorselessness to those who believe he was involved. Suddenly, lines that once sounded like metaphors now read as confessions. The music video for Romantic Homicide is now being dissected frame by frame. The video is filled with violent imagery, a blindfolded David, rose petals, blood splatters, and a knife. But the most talked about detail is the upload date, September 7th, Celeste's birthday. It features a girl with dark curly hair, and many viewers think she bears a strong resemblance to Celeste Rivas. The same goes for Here With Me, another one of his recent viral hits. In both, the styling and features of the female characters recall photos of Celeste. It doesn't feel random when you see them side by side. It feels like purposeful casting choices. But Romantic Homicide is just one piece of the puzzle. Let's talk about another one of his songs, Here With Me. Here With Me carries its own troubling lyrics. The line, "I don't care how long it takes," has been read by many as a reference to grooming. It suggests patience, waiting for someone to come of age, holding on until the relationship can be public. When you remember that Celeste was 11 when they allegedly began talking, the lyrics becomes sinister. The song's romantic tone masks it, but in the context of the case, it feels like a coded admission.
He trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of raping kids. I need
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my! Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes.
Then there's the song Decide, released on March 28, 2022. At that time, Celeste was only 11 years old. In that track, he sings the line, "Save your tears, 7 years." On paper, it seems vague, but once fans learned about Celeste's age, the words started to hit differently. 7 years from 2022, when Celeste was 11, would be 2029, when Celeste would have been 18 years old. It sparked theories that he was marking a timeline, waiting for her to reach adulthood. People say that they had been talking since she was 11, and when you frame the lyric that way, it stops being poetic and starts feeling calculated. David's creative persona also plays a big role in the theories. He has talked about creating an anime series centered around a detective with an evil alter ego named Itami, which means pain in Japanese. He compared Itami to Tyler Durden from Fight Club, a character who represents chaos and violence. David said that Itami would pop up at random moments and that they had a great time just like chopping it up when making the Romantic Homicide music video.
And I had the idea to kind of make this first music video introduce a character that I had been kind of ideating for a really long time. That's why you see him with the blindfold and the bloody shirt aesthetic and the bow tie. I'm really big into anime and I'm really big into manga. And I wanted to make my own manga series at one point, and I was writing a lot of poems and writing a lot of things for it. And a big part of that manga was an evil version of me named Itami, which means pain in Japanese. And he wears this blindfold, and he's basically an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego. And there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments, kind of like Fight Club with Tyler Durden. and he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as the detective. As the detective, I'd be like solving murders that I'm committing myself. Itami was the staple of this music video. You kind of see him throughout the entire thing. He's holding the knife with the bloody thing. You get the girl who's basically like the ghost of the person that he killed. It was his first victim in the manga. And I put that all on screen, and me and Itami had a great time just like chopping it up and getting to kind of merge creative ideas on the entire thing. And
the word chopping is particularly grim, given that Celeste's body was chopped up. Even more, fans have found evidence of custom merchandise, bloody shirts with the word Itami on them. This alter ego isn't just a character. To some, it feels like a mask for real violent tendencies. When an artist creates a violent persona, it's usually seen as art. But in this context, it looks like a blueprint. As of now, the shirts are said to have been taken down from his website. Then comes One More Dance, another song that has gained attention in this context. The music video, which came out in early 2025, has become central to the internet's conversation about the case. In One More Dance, there is a scene where David, or someone in his video, drags what appears to be a body. Then a trunk of a car is involved, stuffing or moving the body into the car. People point out that these visuals echo what later was discovered: Celeste's body found in the front trunk of his Tesla. The visual body into trunk scene has become one of the most chilling parallels. In that video, there are also themes of death, closing of doors, the body being treated like something to hide or move, the blindfolded David, scenes of blood. All of which before this meant something dramatic and symbolic. After this, people say those visuals feel too specific and too unsettling. Again, at first glance, it could pass as metaphor, but when stacked against everything else, it feels like one more confession hidden in plain sight. The unreleased song titled Celeste is perhaps the most direct link. The demo was recorded in December 2023 when Celeste would have been 13. In it, the name Celeste is sung openly. Leaked snippets online include lyrics like, "Oh Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest." If this is real, it's no longer a metaphor. It's a direct address to the victim. Another leaked line says, "Nobody ever caught me, but I spoke too soon in the back of a police car. I forgot whatever I knew. I ain't telling nothing. Do the same if they ask you about her." This sounds like a confession or instructions to stay silent. When you start adding these pieces together, the picture becomes disturbing. The side sets the stage with a timeline. Romantic Homicide ties itself to her birthday and includes lyrics about killing someone in a car. Here With Me carries language that echoes grooming. The unreleased Celeste track names her outright. One More Dance includes visuals and themes that resemble body disposal, and the casting in the videos keeps placing girls who look like her in central roles. None of these are isolated once you look at them side by side. In the days following the discovery of Celeste Rivas' body and the media storm that ensued, his music experienced a massive boost in streams. Romantic Homicide, which had fallen off the charts, skyrocketed back into the top 10 on the US Daily Songs chart, hitting number 8. The song also re-entered the Billboard 200 chart, and David achieved his biggest day ever on Spotify with over 12 million streams. He hit a new all-time high on the Spotify Artist chart, reaching number 42. This phenomenon is not new. Controversy and crime often lead to heightened public interest, but it raises ethical questions about consumption. Are people listening out of morbid curiosity? Are they playing the song to be detectives themselves, hoping to hear a secret confession in the melody? Or is it simply the Streisand Effect, where the attempt to suppress information only generates more attention? Celeste herself should not get lost in the details. She was a 15-year-old girl with her own life ahead of her. Born in September 2010, she was still in high school, still a child in so many ways. Friends and family describe her as bright, social, and full of potential. Her disappearance shook those around her, and the discovery of her body ended any hope they had. What do you think? Is it all a coincidence, or is it something that was planned and premeditated?